Steph with Bain, and we are in my kitchen again today to make a beautiful Nutella twisted bread that's very sweet. And if you want to know how I made this bread right here, just stay tuned and I will show you just how easy it is. It looks very complicated, but it's seriously very simple. And you'll love it, and it's fun. It tastes really good, and you can make it for any occasion. Some people call this bread a babka bread, or some I've even heard call it Estonian bread. I guess it's just up to you what you want to call it. Nutella twisted bread, or Nutella babka bread, Nutella Estonian bread. But it's very simple. It does not require many ingredients at all. It's very easy to make, and you'll love the way it tastes. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I made it. If you're new, guys, please don't forget, press that subscribe button for me and then tap that bell so that you can be notified anytime I upload a new video, and you can stay tuned for any new recipes I have or any DIYs or whatever I'm doing this day. Just press those buttons for me. Leave a comment down below if you have a question or if you liked it. Leave me a thumbs up, guys, very important, and share this for me. Share it to everybody you know. Sharing this is caring to me. It basically puts me out there and it spreads my name. So I want to just thank you all so very much who are already subscribed to me. Thank you for your love and your support. Thank you always so very much. Stay tuned, let's get started. Alright guys, let's get started. For the ingredients, you're going to need 2½ cups of all-purpose flour, half a cup of Nutella, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of rapid rise yeast, and you'll also be needing 1 1/4 cups of water. Alright guys, we're here and I've already went ahead. The one thing I did not mention in the ingredients list is you need a cup of water, but you're going to take about half of that cup and put it in a separate bowl, and you're going to warm it for just a tiny tad bit in the microwave. I did mine for about 15 seconds, and then I switched it around and felt it with my finger to make sure it's supposed to be just warm but not hot, kind of a little above lukewarm. And I went ahead and I added the yeast to the water, and I'm just going to kind of let it sit there for a minute to become a little foamy and to activate the yeast. In the meantime, what we're going to do, while that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to mix everything, the salt and the sugar, okay? And we're just going to whisk it together. Oh, and I forgot to mention what kind of yeast. No, I think I did mention the yeast. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and add the water to this. And I am going to slowly whisk this. Now, the rest is going to kind of be done by hand. But what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and this can get kind of messy, but we're going to go ahead and add the yeast water to this. And let me get all of this out of the way. And we're going to mix this all together and basically knead it for a few minutes, and then we'll cover it. I'll probably say about 6 to 7 minutes you want to knead it. And then we'll put it back in the bowl, in another bowl, and we will cover it, slightly cover it with a little bit of oil, and then we'll cover it with either a towel or either some saran wrap or something like that. And what I usually do is I put it in my oven with the light on, but the oven is off, and I put it in the oven with my towel, and I turn the little oven light on. That gives it just enough temperature to help it rise and stay kind of slightly warm in there. And then we will let it rise for about an hour, and then from that point on we will go to the next step, and I'll show you that. So just stay tuned. I'll go ahead and fast forward this and let you see. Alright guys, this is where you're going to knead, and you want to knead the bread for about 6 to 8 minutes. You also want to go ahead and add the other 1/4 cup of water that was left over, and just knead it really well. Bring all the ingredients together by kneading it. Make sure everything is moist. You want it slightly tacky to the touch. You'll also notice that I will pick it up in my hands in a second to work the gluten strings in it and to help the gluten form in the bread. Gluten is very important. So once that's done, you'll see that I will coat it just a little bit, the bowl and the dough, with a little bit of oil. You can use vegetable, canola, whatever you want, olive. And you just coat it slightly and then cover it back up. Let it rise for about an hour and a half. And then we'll go from there. So stay tuned and we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so guys, after your first rise, you want to lightly flour your work surface so you can roll it out longer and bigger than the pan. I don't have an exact dimension. I just kind of do it as I see it. My pan was a 9x5 loaf pan, and it was already prepared and ready. And I actually did do mine a little too long. So just don't do it as long as I did in length. Go ahead and you want to melt your Nutella for about 15 seconds to make it more easily spreadable. And you want to leave about an inch around the whole perimeter so that your Nutella is not seeping over. And then I just basically cut the ends off of mine to where it wasn't quite so long. And I shaped it more closely together to make it a little shorter as best as I could. But what you're going to do, you're going to take and roll it up really good. Be very slow, be very careful, don't go fast. And just roll it up as best as you can. It's very important that you have a good roll to this. That's what's going to help the Nutella seams pop out. When you're done with that, just basically make sure the seam of your dough is side down on the counter. And then you want about an inch from the top. You want to leave an inch and then go ahead and split it down the center of the dough all the way to the bottom of the dough. And then that's what's going to reveal the seams of the Nutella and what makes it so pretty. And then you're going to slowly braid it, making sure that the Nutella seams are always upwards, facing up. And then just very carefully put it in your prepared pan. Let it rise for about another 30 or 40 minutes. And then you want to bake that for about another 20 minutes. And what I did about 10 minutes before was I melted a little bit of butter and brushed the top of the loaf to help make it prettier. And that was about it, guys. Thank y'all so much. I hope y'all enjoyed.